Hello guys, and welcome to episode 11 of my Vistula campaign in Steel Division 2, playing on the Axis side. Previously, we made a great attack with the 3rd Hussars Regiment. The Hungarians, showing their mettle, managed to absolutely annihilate a rifle regiment of the Soviets. Now we're going to be using the 2nd SS Panzer Regiment 5 to destroy the 65th Independent Tank Regiment. They can probably do it on their own. I don't think the units back here can help reinforce, so we'll just click tactical battle just in case, but all defenders surrendered, so job done. They've been destroyed. So that means the armor support on this right hand side is gone. There is of course the 1416th Self-Propelled Artillery Regiment. They might actually come back next turn, and these can pose quite a nice threat, because I think these are Su-122s. And if they are, then the 122 gun has a heat shell, and that can go straight through the frontal armor of a Panther. So we might lose a couple Panthers attacking those. So I'd rather destroy them if they're disorganized. But yeah, like I mentioned, they might recover next turn and attack us. And the way that the 2nd Battalion of the SS Panzer Regiment 5 has been left is not ideal. I could in fact blow up the 146th Guards Rifle Regiment. I don't think they can get reinforced. No, they can't. But it could also be a good opportunity to take out the 48th Guards Rifle Division as well. These do have some Su-76Ms, but we could bring in the AA. Could bring in this AA battalion. And that would certainly do a number on the Su-76s at least. I mean, the other way we could do it is just pure infantry and just use Panzerschrecks. Could work. And maybe we have the AA there just in case. But let's make an attack like so onto their front line. It will be able to reinforce with the 50th Guards Rifle Division in Phase B, and also the 119th Guards Artillery Regiment in Phase C, but I reckon we can probably win this by the end of Phase B. Those AT guns might be annoying for transport snipes, but otherwise not too much to worry about. Not much artillery. If they bring an aircraft, then we shoot them down with the AA anyway. Looks like they just brought in those other 2 units on the right hand side, which might lead us to disorganize them, which would be good. Anyway, let's jump on in. I think this will be a normal Conquest attack. Yes, okay. Not a terrible fan of the map though. We're going to have way more points than them at the start. Let's use Valkyr. And maybe a couple Panzerschrecks on the left. Wherever they bring in Su-76s, I will have to try and use the Panzerschrecks. But because they're Su-76s, they're pretty slow, so I'm going to be able to get quite far up. I'm going to try and push it as much as I can. Push my luck a little bit. They can obviously unload AT guns in our face, that could suck. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of pile up with Valkyr along the way. See how far we can get. I'm not going to use any Panzerschrecks in the middle. Actually, I guess I could bring a couple. Alright, that'll do. The 88s, we're going to have these unload on top of here. We're going to use all 3 of them. We'll keep them together so that the Su-76s can't annihilate them from range. And I'll probably do the same here actually. We'll just put them up onto this ridge. Cool. Okay, that's that. AT guns could be a good idea. It depends how far we get up. But I'm going to reinforce this right a bit more, I think. Because it seems like we have a little... well, too little on that left side. We're going to launch like so and see what happens. And then, depending on where we see their forces, I might bring in some AT guns. I don't want to like preemptively bring them in and then they don't have any armor there. That'd be kind of a waste. So Valkyr are go. You could also use leaders. I could actually bring in the Battery Fielder. Battery Fielder is not a bad idea because they're 10-man squads, so they'll stay alive quite well. And then we can get maybe a Commandant to pack those up as well. But as I mentioned, we're going to make quite a lot of ground. Especially if they're bringing in mostly Su-76s. They've actually moved up quite a lot on the left here. Okay. I'm going to unload these because I'm not really sure where they are. And if they have something like PTRDs, they could probably kill a lot of my stuff quite quickly. And these Valkyr, they're going to ambush those Studbeckers, but honestly, unloading them there, like unloading the enemy there, might cause us problems. Because it'd be like 4 versus 5, I guess. These Valkyr need to just spread out, honestly. We've done well on the right. Looks like these were just Horazvitka, so not too much to worry about. Gonna keep my Valkyr back, and we're gonna bring in some more here to push up. I'm gonna let these start pushing across the open. I don't really want it to go through the cover, so we'll just move it forwards like so. Let's move the Panzertrucks forwards, and these guys might as well spread out as well. Get the Panzertrucks up there. Okay. I don't actually see any Su-76s yet, which is strange, but oh well. Look out the Dushka truck, that's good. Let's unload the Battery Fielder. Continue the engagement. Okay, there's an Su-76 on the right. The one place where I don't have Panzertrucks. We'll bring in a Pack 40. Maybe we can make it work. We'll keep these in cover. Actually, I'll move those over to cover as well. These ones can start pushing through. Cool. Oh, Su-76 in the middle. Let's move those up. Oh, never mind. 88s did the job. Cool. Gonna get loads of INGs up on top of that ridge. There's no mortars, so we can go absolutely ham with our placement of our support weapons. This is really cool. Just like the 88 battery firing away at the Saperli Komroti. Oh, I love hearing like the ching of like the shells being ejected from the barrel. On the breech. Very cool. Right, let's push all of those up. Already 20-4. We probably want to go for a total victory. Good. Is that the Su-76? No, it must be up here somewhere. Valkyr getting close to engaging the Saperli. With the MP-44s engaging as well. At mid-range, these things are incredible. Let's get more Valkyr on this side. Cool. And just keep the push coming. Su-76 going to engage us from a distance. We'll move these Valkyr over to engage the ones that are in the open. Okay. Well, that's Avtos. Pull back from those. That is not good. Get in range to use the MP-44s, and then we should be okay. I'm going to slow things down. Gonna get the Valkyr that are damaged to move back. That gives us the point. It's good. Don't know these. Have them all move forwards. These can engage the Sapari. Cool. Alright, these need to fall back, and I need to move these two, maybe even more, over there. Because those Panzerschrecks won't be able to hold on their own, obviously. Get some Merzats to join us in here. I'll have these fall back. Let's keep moving forwards with these 88s. I might just try and get them on top with the IGs. Should be able to take out the SU-76M as long as they actually fire their heat. Yeah, okay, good. I was going to say, they should have killed it already, but took their sweet time. Going to move back a couple of these to capture that flag again. That might be worth moving some of these across the open. Let's get that IG back that's damaged. And we're going to push through these trees with a lot of these Valkyr. We'll bring in some more to capture the town. Actually, it's game over in 3 seconds. Cool. Pretty sure that was a perfect battle. Yeah, no losses on our side. Great. Valkyr did loads of damage. Didn't really kill many of the SU-76s though, so that's probably just going to be a disorganized unit. I don't know if we will have destroyed them. Hopefully we have. Okay, good, we did. Nice. Does leave the regiment group 1074 in a bit of an odd spot. I guess I can move them back a little bit, that's actually fine. Cool. Yeah, that works out perfectly. Right, on this top side, it's very tempting actually to make an attack to try and start breaking down some of these rifle regiments, because in order to surround these, we would either have to get to the edge of the map, which is possible, considering this breakthrough that's happening, or if that doesn't even work, we'll have to start creeping around the top side of this river, which is tough. Actually, no we wouldn't. The reason being is I could probably... I mean, this artillery is not really very useful anymore. I could start sending a unit around here so that I can meet up with them across the river further up. That could work. Okay, so we'll do that. What else do I want to do? I potentially want to kill off the 376 self-propelled artillery regiment, but of course the Duggan unit is next door, so that's not a good idea. I could start pushing forwards with the Cossacks, but no, that's not a good idea either. Mainly because if they move down and these things recover, they'll die very quickly, because these are mostly Kosakan, which are recon units, so they won't be able to hold the front line if they get attacked. Further across things, I think we're just going to have to stay patient. I can bombard potentially the 36th Tank Brigade. I don't think it's out of range. That's out of range. Maybe we just hit the AA then. Okay, cool. That'll stop them setting that up. They have actually set up the AA on this left side. That's really annoying. I mean, we could hit the 250th Artillery Mortar Regiment. I don't think anything can reinforce those. And that will push the AA off. So remove that AA. I can hit the 59th Cavalry. That would be a good shout. Take them out with Battle Group Kun. Okay. And then these guys we can attack next turn. We do have a big old battle up here, don't we, against the 50th Tank Brigade to do. That's going to be with Group Christian, which has all of the Jagdpanzers and Panthers. We can also bring in the 2nd Battalion of the 12th SS Panzergrenz, so that will give us some infantry. This will be a nice battle, actually. Let's do it. We'll bring in both of those. Do we have any AA? We do. Okay, just in case they bring in some aircraft. And I might as well bring in... I guess we could do the 4th Recon Panzer Battalion as well. Yeah, we'll do that, because then we get 60 requisition points in Phase A. I was tempted to bring in the artillery to do that, but Recon's fine. Actually, no, I'm not going to do the Recon. We're going to do the artillery. Reason being is I'm going to be able to zoom through down this road, and there's going to be a point at which my Recon unit can squeeze through the front line here, and we can start to go for more encirclements. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Okay, it's tactical battle, and we'll jump on in. This is going to be very heavy on my tanks, but it should be fun. This is going to be a big old battle. There's a lot of T-34s. I'm hoping it's an open range map. Kind of is. This is a pretty dodgy map, actually, for us to fight over, because the line of sight is really awkward to work out. Okay. Well, we'll certainly have just some stuff up on the top here. I'm going to do an Aufklärer Panther D. And we'll do a couple Jagdpanzers. They're all 2-star veterancy. This is nice. Okay, and we should also give them leaders. So I could go for Pioneer Führer, or we could put the Panzer III Führer in there. Yeah, for the most part I'm just going to do these little groups. Probably have one up here. I don't know how far forwards I want that, because I don't want to take side shots, obviously. We could place it further to the right, so we don't take shots from the left. Like this left, so I mean like in the center. I think I need another Aufklärer Panther D for the far left, just because of the way in which the Light Forest meets us here. But I could set up an ambush with things like Panzerschrecks there in this light cover, because they're not going to have much in the way of infantry, so that's something we can really exploit. We'll do 4 Panzergrenz. They can all spread out in here. We'll have a couple Panzerschrecks as well. And we'll do like maybe 2 leaders as well. I don't know. I guess 1 will do. I was thinking 2, just so that I could I'll keep them away from the center of the road. But that's fine. So that'll be like a little ambush area. I certainly want to set up some decent defense on this left side, but I guess the way to do it, maybe Panther D onto the edge of the hill, and then Jagdpanzers up there as well. That could work. Depends if they get artied, but it should work. I could rush some stuff up to this flag. Not sure. I guess the other thing is I could put some like ambushing AT guns in. I'm thinking of putting a couple of AT guns in here. I'm wheeling them to the right, and then they can fire onto the right of the center. So I'm probably going to have like a Panther in the middle, up here, plus some Jagdpanzers. Like so. The Panther would sort of be in the middle of those. Alright, let's go back to the Panzergrenz. I don't think we're going to really use the infantry, or not the infantry, the Panzer IVs too much. Yeah, I could get a couple Kubels maybe to zoom up, but if there's any enemy infantry that comes, those Panzerschrecks are going to die, which would be a waste. We're covering the center, we're covering the far right. The only area I don't really have covered very well is here, but I could do that with AT guns if I have any spare. Do not. I don't think side shots here are really that important because we have the 4 Jagdpanzers and the Panther. So I think what I'm going to do instead, we'll try and get some AT guns up onto there. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have them in the edge of this tree line so they can fire to the left, but they can also cover off this hill. And then we have like a couple more of our Jagdpanzers, maybe all 3 of them, stay watching like opposite, like so. And I'm going to put, it's tempting to put a recon unit, but I think I'm going to go for Panzergrans. Put a Panzergran on the right just to cover off against infantry. And we'll put a Panzergran behind those just to cover off again against infantry. Okay. I'm not sure entirely how much infantry they have. Let's launch the battle, see how this goes. We've got these like squads of Panthers and Jagdpanzers. It's pretty cool actually. And getting leaders to these eventually would be a good idea to make them 3-star veterancy. Increases their rate of fire, makes them more accurate, get more value out of their ammunition. That's the other thing we're going to have to keep an eye on actually, is ammunition. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Not too much on the left. Okay. I'm tempted to kind of have these try and move up a bit further. But then again, the reason the left's probably pushing more is because we're using more infantry. Might be able to have these like unload down at the bottom. That could be a good idea. Okay. Oh, unload it. If a motorcycle took out my Panzergrans, I would have been very embarrassed. Okay, there is some tanks coming into the center, but honestly it looks like these can probably push all the way up. Oh. Okay, let's make sure these spread out properly. We're getting some good engagements here. The Jagdpanzer's engaging. Should be able to take out the M2s as they move forwards. Okay, nice. Alright, so we're going to unload in here. Get the Panzergrens spread out a little bit. Okay, these can move up on the left side. And yeah, these can just move up on the main road. Good. Getting shots across to the Sapari, that's nice. I'm going to have to get like a Spätrupp here, and we'll also bring in... let's see. Some Panzergrans would be a good idea, because I think there's some infantry down here. Cool. Have we cut off the reinforcement point? We have, okay, good. So I'll move my Panzerschrecks into position in heavy cover. So we haven't actually killed any properly yet. We don't have much penetration chance. But they can't really penetrate us very well either. It's really tempting to bring in Panzer IVs, but I just know they're gonna die. Like, otherwise I totally would. It'd be really fun to, like, use some of them, but it'd be better if we were playing against infantry, I think. Might bring in some more to reinforce the Panzergrens, actually. Oh, there's also this big old gap in the middle of our line that we need to fill. Maybe here's a good idea for some Panzer IVs. I mean, as soon as we capture this spawn, really not much point in having all of these tanks over here, so I think I'm going to start moving them over to the right. Alright, start pushing out. And engage. Very cool. Our Panzergrens are taking a beating there. Push them down the ridge to help out. Good. I also want to start pushing up the Panzerschrecks just in case any armor comes in. Right, gonna move up the tanks through the right hand side here. It will attack move these, and I'll have them move up like so. Right, that was just an M2A1 apparently making that big old salient, which is kind of annoying, but okay. We do see that infantry coming in. Let's get my Panzergrens into position. Keep one there. Stay, well, to keep capturing the reinforcement point. Okay, and these Panzergrens completely overwhelm them. That's good. Couple of motorcycles, they're going to go down. Good. Well, these are Tanka Dasaniki. They might actually do some decent damage at close range. But not for long. MGs open up, they get decimated. Lovely stuff. Oh, this isn't good. Really bad engagement, actually. We might lose the Jagdpanzer. I guess it was always destined to happen at close range. Maybe we can back up and avoid it happening to these other two Jagdpanzers. Well, there we go, it's gonna get these forwards. We're gonna have to probably just fall back all the way if we can. T-34, is it gonna get the kill? Oh, the bounce. Lucky. Okay. Alright, these can start moving to the right now. We've captured that far left reinforcement point. See if we can move up here. And get the last point to make it a total victory. There was always a good chance we were going to lose a tank in this sort of engagement. Alright, I'm going to start moving these down a bit further. See if we can continue the engagement with those tanks. My Panzergrens will eventually get on top of that hill. Going to bring in an MG on the right hand side. Yeah, the T-34 is nearby, so might be able to hit that with a Panzerfaust. We need it to like try and engage my Panzergrens. It looks like it's hunting for them, which is fine. Goodbye. Just stay outside for a second until it's reloaded, then we can go back in, kill the other one. Good. Panzergun's doing their job. Lovely stuff. Really not that many T-34s to deal with. Alright, let's have this start moving forwards. Those S3s could pose a big risk to my Panzer IVs actually. Two of them? No, that's just one with a supply truck. I guess if the Panther A and the Jagdpanzer kind of keep them occupied, then it should be fine. Right, let's not use it. Oh, they're using it as artillery. Okay. Alright, let's move up with the Jagdpanzers and the Panther D. And I'm going to have these here. We'll move the Panzergrens across as well. Oh, pushing up a bit. Oh, never mind. Game over. Total victory. 9 minutes, 51 seconds. Suffering from success. I was like, oh, I wanted that to continue. I like using those little groups of tanks. It's really fun. But we did lose one Jagdpanzer. Sad times. But T-34 85 1944? I think it's acceptable. Yeah, close range. They managed to sneak up on us there a little bit and get the APCR shots into the front of the Jagdpanzers. Otherwise, they probably would have been fine. Yep, they're destroyed. Nice. So not a huge, like, mass of tanks like you'd normally expect in some sort of Russian tank brigade, but it was still a fun battle. Right now, I'm looking at attacking the 51st Tank Brigade, but I don't think we can actually do that. Oh, I guess we could. We do have the 1st Abteilung of the Panzergren Regiment of the Hermann-Göring battle group. I mean, that's a lot of T-34s, and if we get a big map, I'm not sure if this amount of Tigers and Panthers is really going to be good enough to kill off the T-34s. I guess the IG-33s might help quite a bit. We could also bring, of course, the 2nd Battalion of the Panzer Regiment 27. We do need to start breaking down these armoured units, because currently they're causing, well, they're not causing any issues necessarily, but which is what I was going to say. They're building up. So taking them out is going to be of vital importance soon. But I can't really afford to push on this bottom side at least. Anywhere else that we can make ground. I kind of want to attack this, but I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave the 2nd Battalion of the 6th SS in a terrible position against the 466th Rifle Regiment. I'd rather destroy the 184th Tank Regiment and the other units that don't get pushed back, so I can attack that like so. Destroy those, see where those get pushed. I'm really not sure about that. I guess if these get left over with some with some movement points, then that might not be too bad. Yeah, okay, we have some movement points left over, so I can at least move away from the 466th, which means they can't attack us next turn, so that's good. But I will move, I think, Group Ike and the 3rd SS Recon Panzer Battalion towards the 1730th AAA Regiment. Cool. This one needs to move away. or at least back to where it was. Right, the 1st Battalion of the SS Panzer Regiment 3. Where are we going with you? I could hit the 93rd Motorized Battalion to knock them out, but they can be reinforced by the 9th Guards. Ah, that's annoying. You don't really have any infantry to back that up, otherwise I'd probably go for that attack, because they wouldn't be able to use fortifications since they're not adjacent. Ah, that's rough. But Battlegroup Samanicht is on the way, and honestly, it's getting to a point where I'm just going to be able to smash through even the defenses. It's like they built up here and they're trying to like encircle, but we've kind of just crushed the attempted encirclement, and now we're trying to encircle them. I think I'm going to bring Battlegroup Samanicht over here. And then we can continue to push into this blob with these 3 units, and then the 1st Battalion of the SS Panzer Regiment 3 is ready to fight off the 20th Tank Brigade, 65th Tank Brigade, and the 160th Tank Regiment. I don't know if I need to use both here. I could probably get away with actually moving this unit up. Not too far, but close enough that we can maybe attack the 50th Motorized Rifle Battalion at some point. This is going to dig in, but they don't really have many forces there. Oh yeah, and after this attack, we do need to start moving back down. Christian is stuck. Battlegroup on Gaudzeka can move all the way down as well. And the 4th Recon Panzer Battalion, we're going to bring them all the way over here. We're going to try and sneak through this little gap and get to the highway so that maybe we can cut off these forces in the top left. Although it's more than likely that we're actually going to attack them at some point. It's just annoying that they are digging in, but I guess it's okay. They aren't really very strong, so we could in fact just build up on the front and attack them soon. I get my Panzergrens, these 2 Panzergren units, to just go sit next to them. And we'll get the artillery over here. And Battlegroup Kosman can move up as well. Reinforcements. Okay, we'll bombard the 103rd Tank Brigade. And that will open up the 103rd Motorized Rifle Battalion for an attack. I don't know if that's a good idea. They're not very strong, so we would certainly be able to slice through them, even though they have defenses, the bunkers. We've got the Vanguard of the Hermann-Göring here with the Jagdpanzers, which are pretty good for just tanking shots from bunkers. I guess we don't really have the infantry to back that up. Maybe we move round these sort of units, the Battlegroup Kalna and the 1st Battalion, or the 1st Abteilung of the Panzergren Regiment. We'll get those AA-88s into position. I kind of want to put them next to the tanks. I guess in theory we could. If they get attacked, we can reinforce in phase A, so it's not the biggest problem in the world. And then that allows us to initiate an attack with 88s next time around, if they don't attack with their units. Do have the 46th Panzer Corps HQ here. That has some Hetzers. Yeah. I need to move the 2nd Panzer Regiment around the top side here or something. And then slip in a unit that's better to the front like these guys. Because then what we can do, I mean, we could use these guys with the Tigers and the Panthers, then we can have some Hetzers to back us up, plus the AA. Might be a bit of a stretch, but these are only motorized rifle brigades and battalions. Well, that's the 3rd Battalion of the 57th Motorized Rifle Brigade, and that's just the 51st Motorized Rifle Battalion. So they really don't have that many troops, which means we don't really have to supplement that much infantry. And this one comes with 15 Spjärverband, okay. Stabswacker. Actually, not sure. I guess these Pioneers are fine. I know, as I already mentioned, the IGs are there. The other place that we're going to want to get 88s is down on this bottom side. I don't know how I'm going to get this forwards. But we're definitely going to want to bombard some of these tanks. Or, actually, what we could do, we could actually set up an attack on this bottom side. I could wipe out the 164th Tank Brigade with the 1st Battalion of the Panzer Regiment 27. If we bombard the tanks behind, the 59th Guards Tank Brigade and the dug-in 107th Motorized Rifle Battalion, they won't be able to back them up. And then we can just plow in with the Panthers straight into the 164th. Yeah, we'll do that. But unfortunately, guys, it has been my time, so I'm going to leave it here. In the next episode, we'll set that up and we'll fire away. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.